Okay, how is everyone today? Uh, uh, well, okay, first of all, I'll give a little shout out to my friend and his girlfriend, the artist Wayne Kamick and his girlfriend Misty. Uh, had a little exchange with Wayne today. Glad y'all are watching. Appreciate it. Uh, so, anyway, for some reason, let me show you. Okay, I'm out here at the chicken pen, and we got 3, 4, 5, 6 chickens in, and we got those guys over there. The walking boss is out. We have 2 hens that get out all the time. They just get out and get back in however they want, but this is the first time the walking boss has got out. He don't usually get out. I guess he decided he was missing something today. But I can't see where fence is down or anything, so I guess he's figured out he can fly. May have to do a little wing clipping. Okay, so anybody else out there starting to feel like maybe we're living a bad sci-fi movie? Just, I mean, there's more and more crazy stuff all the time. We got a build your own baby facility. So I can't remember where that's going in. We got them making cuts of meat that have never been an animal before. Over here, Boss Hogg's after Deuce. But anyway, we've got people, companies, and I forget, and it wasn't that long ago, dang, that I heard this. There's a company that's about to come online that is going to do something like 9,000 tons of crickets for protein for people to eat. Okay, look at here. Got a special guest today. Can y'all see her? No, probably not now. Mama's gonna get in the way. It's okay. I'm not coming over there. Well, I hope y'all got a little peek. Maybe there she is. You see her? I don't know what y'all are seeing or not seeing. This guy here is about to get himself in trouble. He's sticking his nose where it's not wanted right now. And she's not happy about it. There she is. This is probably the best video. I hope I'm getting good video anyway. Look at that little thing. This guy here. Look at her go. Okay. I guess it, I don't know. Some people probably think this is weird, but I prefer pretty much the natural order of things. I really, and like I said, somebody might think this is weird, but I really enjoy watching these animals grow. from the smaller than that little white one over there I just showed you to these. You know, these here growing, they're about 2 months old now. And they're just something else. That one there's going to be a bacon maker. He's long. But, and then they grow up and be big. You know, they get as big as old Deuce over there and Boss Hog. I don't know if you can, hope y'all can see her out there. And that little baby tucked up next to her in the sunlight. But I prefer to see this growth, from birth to processing size. I mean, you know, for me, I enjoy it. I enjoy watching, seeing the growth. And then, you know, when they're proper weight and age, I enjoy the fact that I have provided a family with good quality food. I mean, and I really enjoy the feedback, you know, people telling me that them's the best pork chops I ever had. So, but, you know, and I enjoy seeing them out. Right now, I've got them pretty restricted. They're not getting much access to the grass and stuff. But once spring gets here, we're going to start moving them again. Just, you know, and, you know, we got grass growing. It's odd in December. But anyway, you know, that's the natural order of things. It's the natural life cycle. See, it switched to me. Okay. And, you know, everything feeds something else to the circle. Even us. You know. Now we don't so much anymore because of the way we bury people and them having to be encased in concrete and all that. But there was a time that our death fed other life. The worms, the grubs, you know, bugs. And then, you know, it's a circle of life. Just the way it is. And this, where we're at now, what's going on with science, the fact that you can pick the DNA of your baby. Now, I'm sure it's cost prohibitive to most people. And I'm sure the argument is as well, if we can eliminate birth defects and things like Down syndrome and autism, and you know, the list goes on and on. Isn't that better? I don't know if it is better being the father of an autistic child. Of course, I am very fortunate, blessed by the good Lord, that he is an extremely high functioning autistic. So, okay, there's Opal. You know, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. It doesn't seem part of the natural order of things. I prefer to eat my bugs after the chickens have eaten them and turned them into chicken or eggs, you know. Just, I don't know. I honestly don't. And I truly believe and more so every day, that some rough times are coming all over the world. And I think a lot of it's being done on purpose. And they're doing it, I mean, they're using legitimate concerns to do so. You know, they're playing on people's emotions, as in, you know, global warming, global starvation. It's, you know, and it's just not right. And we have people, and I don't begrudge anybody making money, and I don't care how much money they make. I don't care. I really don't. Whether it's a football player makes $1 million a year or $10 million a year, don't care. You know, if they can manage that, more power to them. If it's a CEO making $10 million a year, I don't care. As long as they're honest about what they're doing and they're not hurting anyone else. It's crazy what's going on, and I'm pro capitalism, pure capitalism all the way. I don't like this crony capitalism that we got going on now between the government and supposedly a private industry. That's wrong. You know, giving this company favor because they're making donations to this political party over that company because they're not donating, you know, or they're run by, you know, someone that is outspoken against this party over here. That's wrong. And I suggest everyone, if you want to understand this, and it's a big book, and if you're like me, you're going to have to suffer through the romantic parts. And for some of y'all that like romantic books, that might help you get through this one. But Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged. It's a big book. Sometimes it gets a little plodding. You just grind through it. And it explains exactly what's going on, not only in our political world, but in our business world. You know, but like I said when I started this video, I'm starting to feel like I'm in a bad science fiction movie. I mean, we're getting all these characters. We got Klaus Schwab, we got our old buddy Bill Gates, and there's a whole cast of evil doer types, you know, want to take over the world. And, you know, I'm not seeing a hero yet. That's the problem. I'm not seeing, you know, I'm seeing a few people that are on the right track. You know, Joel Salatin, and, you know, there are others, and they're not as on the top of my head as he is, but that are saying, "Hey, wake up! This isn't right." I think his saying is, "Folks, this just ain't right." Something to that. This ain't right. I don't know, but and then that leads me to another little topic I want to touch on. I've mentioned this in 2 videos that I made, and I didn't publish either one of those videos. But apparently, in the YouTube homesteading community, there's some infighting going on. this person isn't really homesteading because they don't do it like me, you know. And there's some big, pretty good sized YouTube channels that have switched from doing all homesteading videos to trying to warn people like I'm trying to do about what's coming here. We're looking at some rough times. And, you know, the government's doing some things that don't quite look right. But anyway, the infighting on YouTube, and I see it also in the prepping YouTube community. You know, I don't watch many of those guys, and here's why. The prepping channels. It's all about doom and gloom with them. You know, and they've always, it's going to happen this time, and no, they don't know any more than I do, generally. So I don't watch much of the prepping stuff. I'm a believer in prepping, but my thought isn't so much prepping for the end of the world, or, you know, a full-blown shit hit the fan, SHTF. I know the shorthand for it, but I can't see myself, so I don't know what you're looking at. Sun's not right. There we go. But anyway, I'm not about that. I'm about prepping for what's most likely to happen in your area. Now, in my area, most likely thing, depending on where you're at, well, the most likely thing is a tornado, catastrophe-wise. And then pretty close behind that, and that's what depends on where you're at, is flooding. Where I'm at, we're pretty flat. No rivers, no big creeks, nothing like that close by. So we don't get any big flooding. But, so we've prepared for tornado. Next month or so, we will get together some stuff, our important papers, and, you know, maybe some clothes. We already have some stuff, you know, flashlights and things like that stuffed in our storm shelter. You know, to just be prepared for that. Now we've moved into preparing for some financial issues, which, you know, if you don't think that there's financial issues coming, go look at your local grocery store. If you see gaps, there's something wrong. They want to tell you it is supply chain issues, which I'm sure that is a contributor. Something I've noticed, you go to Walmart and their great value brand stuff is usually what's sold out. Now, Rhonda and I talked about this. Is it because prices are gotten so high that that's what people are buying because it is less expensive than the brand names? Or are the companies that produce that, which are also the companies that produce the brand name stuff, are they just saying, look, we're not doing that for you anymore. We're only going to produce our own stuff. Limiting their lower profit margin stuff, focusing on their higher profit margin stuff. I don't know. It's a question. Uh, you're going to find somebody connected to the retail side of things to answer that question. It's not me, but it's a question I have. So, like I said, we got this build-a-baby factory that is close to producing babies, and a woman no longer will have to carry that inside their body, which is also a concern for me, because we have so many women now that have this disconnect with that baby anyway. But this would just make it worse. There's good here. People who can't have children for whatever reason can have one. People that would make great parents. Just seems strange. We got lab-grown meat. You can go buy a piece of chicken that has never been a chicken. It's, never been out. It's never been a whole chicken. I mean, they're just going to grow a leg or a breast or a thigh. You got cricket farms. And there's already, I've seen stories where they're already putting crickets in institutional food, which would be prisons, hospitals, schools, school lunches, But I don't know. Like I said, it all feels like a very bad science fiction movie fixing to happen. We're on the verge of another world war. I mean, it just wouldn't take anything to set this thing off. And then every country in the world's fighting. And I'm sure the powers that be think we can keep it over in Russia and that part of the world. But I am pretty sure, like a lot of other people, that China's just waiting. They're just biding their time. And as soon as we get busy somewhere else, they're invading Taiwan, which we have told Taiwan we would protect them from. So, I don't know. It does not look good. Let me see what else. Oh, we've got the USDA wanting to know everything about your farm. I've got a survey. I just flipped through it. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to respond. It's a voluntary survey, they said. But they also said that if you don't respond, they will call you and get your responses. So, does that really sound voluntary? Don't to me. And they say it's so that they can help get assets to farmers. Well, you want to get assets to the farmers? Let's open up the markets. We've got, if you follow me all the time, you know this. You've heard it from me, and hopefully you've gone and investigated and probably know more than me now. But in the beef industry, there's 4 main players. The pork industry, there's 4 main players. One of them being the government of China. And then in the poultry industry, there's 4 main players. And some of those players play in more than one of those categories. So let's break that mess up. Like I said, I'm all for capitalism, but they keep these rules that the USDA keep making. They're not for food safety. They're to price the little guy out of the market. Just like a new rule that either is going into effect or will soon be going into effect, that in order to buy antibiotics for your animals, you have to go get a prescription for a vet now. And, why? Most of these guys that are farming, they know how to doctor their animals as well as a vet does. I mean, unless it gets into something they've never dealt with. We need to find ways to help young people get into farming. I just saw an ad for 103 acres. I think it was 103. Might have been 105. But anyway, I thought, wow, that'd be cool to have. I know I couldn't afford it to start with. There's no house on it. There's no improvements as far as I can tell. But they want $3,500 an acre for it. How's this person? That's over $350,000 for that land. Now, a person could pay for that. There's enough land. You could do enough different things that you could pay for it. Probably pay it off a little early. Not too early, but if you were smart, you could, and live off that land. You could probably be living off of it in 4 to 5 years completely. And I don't know, the right people might be able to just immediately go in there, live off of it, depending on how frugal they wanted to live, and But my point is, kid straight out of high school, he can't afford that, And trust me, I talk crap about these kids nowadays, but the ones I'm talking about are the ones that have no drive whatsoever. There are kids that could take a piece of land and make a go of it, make a living on it, not have to have a job. But then that kind of messes up the narrative. I gotta watch my time here. But it's just, the whole thing gets more and more rigged. And then when you have people with, an almost unlimited supply of money, like Bill Gates, and Bill's a shady character. You can go way back and find that out. But $350,000 isn't anything for him. He don't care. It's just an investment for him. He'll lease it out and get his money back. He'll lease it out for more than his payments are, or he'll let it sit idle and put it in the CRP program here in Missouri, I guess. The Conservation Reserve Program, and just let it sit there, and it produces nothing for anybody. And then he'll go and tell you, well, we just can't, we're not going to be able to produce enough food to feed the whole world, so in a traditional way, so now we're going to feed everybody bugs because we can grow them bugs fast. And it just so happens I have a company growing bugs. I mean, it's an old story. Oh, all right, well, I guess I've yammered enough. I hope all this makes sense to y'all, and I hope you've watched this far. And I just hope you'll think about this. You know, I don't know, just think about it. You know, if we don't do something, we're all going to be living in these 15-minute cities, which I talked about in another video, I think, where you will live in a city and you will live within 15 minutes of anything you need. Your place of employment, your grocery store, everything. And you will only be allowed out of that area, that 15-minute area around you, in any direction, a limited number of times. I mean, I'm hearing this from all kinds of people. So anyway, think about it. Look this stuff up. It's all out there. It really is. I can't make this stuff up. I have a good imagination, but it ain't that good. So, I'm going to end this video. And let's all look out for each other. Let's help each other when we can. And let's all pray.